Okay, welcome back. And here is the last of the armies that I've painted, full armies that I painted during the 3-month break. This is the 5th one, I think, total, and the 3rd Conquest army. This is the Greek city, just city-states. And they resemble Greeks, obviously. So that's why I said that. Freudian slip. The 100 Kingdoms army wasn't that impressed with models. Spires, much better, but still basic, but still cool. I think they released the Nords after that, which looked really good, but I wasn't really into them. They released the Wadroon, which is like the orcs, which look really cool, but you'd have to be a master painter to paint all those bird feathers. And then Old Dominion was next. They looked excellent. I just didn't have the money at the time to get into that. And then they made the Greek city-states, and if I had to buy an army between Old Dominion and the city-states, essentially one's zombie Romans, one's Greeks, like Admech style clockwork Greeks, I went with a clockwork Greek faction. So here we have it. Now this is this one-player starter box, which comes with essentially one block of infantry, the bulls at the back, and a leader. And then I added another block of infantry separately. That's 2 boxes, and then 2 more boxes of, I'm not sure what those are called, but the newest unit. There's still the giant, the big Hephaestion giant that I really want to get, but I don't have him yet. But this is them. Again, just to recap, the figures they make now are amazing figures. Very, very close to Games Workshop production values. And we will see that when I zoom here in a second. But yeah, I will expand this army as much as I can. It seems like they're going to come out with a lot of cool units for this faction, so I really want to be a part of that. And this will probably be my human faction of choice for this this world. So let's just pause it here and go right back in and take a look. Okay, here is the commander figure, essentially. Hopefully that shows across really nicely. I didn't use contrast paints on any of these guys, just so you know. So these ones are base coated and highlighted and all the rest. You can see, you can tell. Again, that's one of the things that I was saying about when I didn't enjoy the models and there wasn't any lore videos. It was very hard to motivate myself to paint them well. I just wanted them done. Whereas these ones, there's a little bit more lore videos on YouTube, so I can enjoy listening about the city-states while I'm painting them. And because I enjoyed the models, I spent a little bit more time. Again, not pro-painted, obviously, but still far superior. Here's one of the other kind of like little sergeant type units. He kind of joins it's kind of like an upgrade card for whatever unit you put him in, the hoplites or the phalangites. Really cool looking Athenian-esque owl on there. And that's why they're kind of like a blue. On the camera they look very blue, but in real life they're more green. So yeah, that's him. We'll take a look at a hoplite. Hopefully that comes across. You can see what I'm talking about, the clockwork, kind of like he's got like a metal arm there. Big shield. Shields aren't overly detailed on the inside, which was disappointing, but the outside they look pretty cool. They all have nice cloaks. We'll look at him. We'll take a look at the leader. Now there's no standard bearer in here, I don't think. Although this might act as the standard, I can't tell. He's got the arrow skirt on his shield, but he's the leader. Very Spartan looking guy. We'll take a look at a phalangite now. Long spear, or I guess sarissa. I love the Greek look of them. That's why I'm totally in love with the faction. It just looks the part for me. I love I love blocks of infantry. I love pike blocks, and I love the Greek esque thing. Now, if they had a Roman faction, like I know the Old Dominion I said earlier is like the Roman zombie Romans. If they had a non-zombie Roman faction that was kind of like clockworky, I would be all over that as well. I'll take a look at one more phalangite because they're all basically the same. But that's such a cool, even though he's just standing at ease, it's just such a cool pose, such a cool figure. And compared to the starter set, the 100 Kingdoms I mentioned earlier, these were easier to assemble. The plastic was a better quality plastic. It's not as easy to break as the other ones were. It was definitely easier to glue. I don't know why the plastic glue on these ones are obviously the better quality plastic, so it was easier to bond together. But the 100 Kingdoms were hard to glue together. I had to use super glue in several points. But the poses all look so natural, just like, it might seem silly, but I just imagine this shoulder is kind of slouched a bit, where he's just kind of like letting his arm hang as he's holding on to the Sarissa. Just such a natural pose, whereas none of the 100 Kingdoms figures in the starter set had a natural pose, except for the resin pieces I got later, the general or the officer, whatever he was. Just as an example, the same figure, I just got a different helmet and tilted it so he looks like he's looking, and his arm is up a bit versus hanging down. And if I can bring them both together, they're both the same figure, but they just look natural no matter which way I angled the arm or the head. And the 100 Kingdoms just didn't do that for me. Now that might be a me problem, maybe no one else had that problem, but anyway. Next we'll do, these are the light troops. I don't know what they're called. I don't even know it. I'm not even going to try it, I'll butcher it. But these are the light troops. They're the only light troop in the army that I have, so these will come on first on the first couple of turns, and then I have to hope the rest come on later. But, pretty cool. Love the shields. The shields are amazing. And looking over his shield there, looks really nice. I'll show you the leader of the light troops. Here's the leader of the light troops. See his robot arm there, like clockworky, like gears and pistons in there. Just a natural looking pose, like he's thrusting forward. You can see how far they've come from the beginning when they started, and I couldn't be happier for them. And for me, because the quality of the figures is really nice. Here's another. These are like the special. These are the Agima figures, like the guard units, like the specialty unit. In the unit, these are like the elite. Really cool shield. Like there's nothing embossed on that shield really at all, but it still looks the part. These guys have capes. Now, the light troops, like I just showed you earlier, these are the same figures. They come in the same box. You just don't put the cloaks on, you put a different helmet, and you've basically got two different types of units. So this is the Agima, this is the light troop. I'll show one more. I'll show the captain of this guy. So put him back. Sorry for reaching. Again, I'm not a professional. Here's the leader of the bodyguard unit. Nice embossed cloak things. Detail on the trim of the cloak. Yeah, really cool. And then last, I will show you, I'm not going to reach over you, I'm going to pause you. These are the, they're kind of like the brutes for the spires, but they're Minotaurs. This guy's charging forward. You can get two options. You can get the kind of defensive version. They have big shields and some sort of a small weapon, or you can get them with the two-handed colossal hammers or axes. So I chose because the army, if I can just zoom out here, because that army is more of a defensive looking army, I wanted something that I could reliably bring onto the table, and hopefully, if I know its armor is less, but if it does charge into contact with something, it might be able to kill something. So I wanted a powerful unit. I will get a second unit of these and make them the defensive guys with the big shields. But for now, I didn't want to do also, on the website, they have like a brown skin. He looks like a cow or a bull. but I wanted to do, there's a piece of artwork that they have that I seen initially when they were first coming out with this faction, and the bull or the Minotaur had like a blue looking skin, so I wanted to make sure I did like the blue skin. And that was just done with Macragge blue and Macragge blue mixed with different cream. So there was a cream color that I had that I just drop here, I paint it again, another drop, I'd paint a little bit more, but each time I'd paint less and less and less of the figure, and that's how I got the blue looking like that. Again, not professional, but works for me. Here's this guy, just getting ready to charge in, and that is my I was going to say Greeks again, but that is my city-state faction. So I'm just going to pause and zoom out again and reset, and then we'll sign off. So there we go. That is the city-states faction done. I will be expanding these with whatever cool units they come out with. They're again based with the Geeks Gaming Scenic Mediterranean basing material. So it should be easy for me to replicate it, even if it's not expanded upon for a year or so. I can get another bag of that and finish them off. But yeah, hopefully the people who seen my 100 Kingdoms video are watching this video and understand, like, I see the improvement in Parabellum's quality of models and the quality of product and quality of game. So now at this point where they're at, the Old Dominion and well, I guess right after the starter box, their stuff started improving right away. But right now, their latest faction is just gorgeous, and their two previous factions are just as good. So they are at a point now where their model quality and molds are excellent. Their game is excellent. Their lore is starting to get there. There's starting to be more stuff coming out online on YouTube, painting tutorials, and sort of like lore channels, where you're able to paint this stuff and listen to the game setting as you paint. We're there now, or we're close to there now. And I'm looking forward to whatever comes in the future from this company. And hopefully people, when the new Warhammer game comes out, the Old World comes out, people won't abandon this game and will give this game a chance, because they're not the same. Not that I know what the Old World's going to be like, but I'm assuming it's going to be just Warhammer 9th edition. And although they are rank and flank games, this game is, compared to the Warhammer 7th and 5th and 8th and editions that I played, this game is just like butter, like just smooth as butter. It's fantastic. Give it a shot if you haven't. Watch some battle reports if you don't want to play the game but you want to know what I'm talking about. They're excellent. Tabletop Tactics, I think, has some amazing battle reports on there. You really get a sense for the game. And yeah, thanks for watching. The next video is going to be just a little knick-knack stuff. I don't have any other big projects finished in the last few months. The next video is just going to be the little knick-knacks that I got done. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Bye for now.